Don't fail to subscribe if you're a new viewer or a newcomer in this channel. I appreciate you so much. This is Dan Speaks Common Sense TV, where we say things the way it is. So I appreciate you guys. I thank you. And I said, as you watch, please always help me out and share so that the good news will reach to other people. Please also hit the thumbnail button so that YouTube will be able to distribute my videos to a lot of people. And please don't fail to hit the bell button so that whenever we upload a new video, you will be notified. And I hope you enjoy this one. I will allow you to go ahead and watch a clip.
Whosoever that will stand as the guarantor for the release of Nnamdi Kanu to be granted bail must persuade him to drop the agitation of the Biafran state or nation. Well, Nnamdi Kanu, prior to this time, have said it is needless asking him to drop the agitation of Biafra, which is inspired by the peace, equity, and justice for his own people to preserve their cultural heritage and prosperity that is being faced the risk of extinction, humiliation, suppression, and subjugation within the Nigerian state. Asking him to drop Biafra cause is simply asking him to denounce the existence of Chukwu Okuke Abiyama, the Almighty Elohim, to begin to bow to the devil. It's as simple as that. So asking him to drop the agitation of Biafra is an invitation for distortion, which is not acceptable by him. He went further to say that he has crossed the Rubicon and is a point of no return. The agitation for the restoration of the Biafran state remains sacrosanct and it is not subject to argument. Now, which of the Nigeria do you want him to embrace if he has to drop the agitation for Biafra? Is it the same Nigeria, even those who fought for the Nigerian unity as they claim, that led to the most brutal civil war or genocidal war that over 5 to 10 million people lost their lives, including children that were starved to death? Is it the same Nigeria like the likes of General Gawan Yakubu could no longer defend? Is it the same Nigeria like Danjuma, Jeffrey Danjuma, asked his own people to take up arms in defense of themselves? Is it the same Nigeria that even the current president of Nigeria 30 years ago said he did not believe in one Nigeria? Which of the Nigeria, even when Nigeria was an Eldorado 30 years ago, could be seen to be an Eldorado, let alone now, where even Nigerians are no longer proud to identify themselves as Nigerians? Of course, citing different countries and different personalities have said, why should we continue to answer the name Nigeria? Now, the same Nigeria that Olusegun Obasanjo, the former head of state, said that Nigeria is teaching towards a failed state, is confirmed under the watch of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the president, to be a failing state. Is it a Nigeria that is being overrun by militias, by Fulani herders, overrunning several communities and sacking them, destroying them, and replacing, reoccupying the same regions, and yet the government has failed to address this myriad of problem? Is it the same Nigeria that people are living in IDPs for close to a decade or more, that they have not returned or reintegrated into the society or their ancestral homes? Is it the same Nigeria you want Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, to accept or embrace? Is it the same Nigeria where even farmers can't go to farm? Even where farmers are being killed, raped to death, hacked to death. I mean, their crops and the all investment running to millions or billions is being destroyed without even the perpetrators being brought to book. Is it the same Nigeria where people will be sleeping at home only to be see themselves in their own pool of blood, dead? Is it the same Nigeria you want Mazin Nandekano to accept by dropping Biafra? Is there anything wrong with this system? Is there anything wrong with some people who, because of the privilege they enjoy now, they tend to forget the realities and their position they have, of course, maintained over the decades, which is very much uh, clear and undeniable. The current president, even when there was no so much pressure or subjugation or threat to his life, said that he did not believe in one Nigeria because of the perceived injustice meted on Eke Abiola by nullifying the supposed election that MKO Abiola has more popularity and has a tendency of uh, coming up as the winner of that election. It was annulled and eventual death of MK Abiola of blessed memory. The same people who said they do not believe in one Nigeria are the one now forcing, pressurizing Mazen Kanu to still believe in the same Nigeria they said they never believed in. What an irony of life. What a tragedy. But then, even of most recent, you've heard several Nigerians, of course, who said that they are ashamed being identified with the country. When you travel overseas and other international communities, you see how Nigerians have been treated as criminals, as fraudulent, as corrupt, with the highest corrupt tendencies. Do you want Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to identify with such system? What was Mazin Nnamdi Kanu position or inquest in the first instance? Demand his initial demand was to create a viable system, a society where people could be proud to identify. He demanded for restructuring. He demanded for resource control, which have the tongue, the deaf ear, of course, to his demands as the only way to address the nagging issues within the Nigerian state. They, it fell on the deaf ears. They disregarded that. And but today, all these demands is now starting out everyone. This is the same way people are clamoring today. We want resource control. We want to balance tax reforms so that people within a locality will enjoy certain percentage of their resources, of course, through tax uh, uh, remittance and all that. These are indirect way of calling for resource control, for restructuring. This and many more was the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he wants to build a system where things will be functional and will be working for the common good of all. But now the same people who deny that, who oppose that, are now turning back to enforce or pressurize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept the same nation, the same country they rejected long ago, and they have the opportunity because of the corrupt endemic system within entrenched within the Nigeria. They can pave their way and have, of course, their say at the end of the day. But then asking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to drop Biafra could be very unfortunate and very um, problematic or mischievous when it comes to uh, reasoning, the sense of reasoning and logic. There is no logic behind that. That argument. On what basis did you want him to denounce or renounce the agitation for the Biafran state? Of course, which had been restored after the declaration in Finland of most recent. Now, asking him to denounce that, imagine Nnamdi Kanu is just a single person and has no power to renounce the agitation or quest for the Biafran restoration. He's just a one man squad, even a messenger for the Biafrans, as he has maintained that he is a messenger for Biafrans. He will not disappoint the Biafrans, in as much as they do not disappoint him. He will never disappoint them unless they disappoint him. But that is the reality on ground. Which of the Nigeria you want him to, of course, embrace after dropping or renouncing the Biafra? Biafra has been in existence 3.5 years, of course. So whether he renounces the Biafra agitation, that does not stop the quest for the agitation for the restoration of the sovereign state of Nigeria and the among the community of nations. Just as you have seen, his absence have not hampered the struggle or their quest for the agitation. He stepped out after his extraordinary rendition Simon Ekpa emerged as the circumstantial leader, and today history is made. And momentarily, Simon Ekpa is on national assignment as they believe. And now, the next person, Dr. Ngozi or Rabeze or whatever, Dr. Ngozi is now in the helm of affairs. So Biafra is an ideology. You cannot gag it. You cannot swallow it. You cannot, I mean, destroy it. It's an ideology. It runs in the veins based on the experience, based on history, and based on what people has passed through, their forefathers, their uncles and aunts, the way they have been treated and subjugated. These are messages running in the minds of an average Biafran or within the same territory. They can't forget, even when they tend to uh, forgive and let things move on. But then it has become very clear the reason why they have remained tenacious and unmovable, unwavering uh, to the cause of the Biafran. It's about an identity, asking him to renounce his identity, asking him to renounce his culture, his belief. As Biafra is said to be a religion, is an ideology driven and inspired by the quest for freedom, by the quest and the ingenuity to self-expression. And that is the pivot under which the Biafran struggle is predicated on. So you cannot take it away from anyone, whether the unborn generations are still, of course, Mazit Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa was born after the Biafran cause. You see how that plays out. Over the years, they get to know what is happening, and it is just natural instinct. And the zeal, the continued quest for freedom as humans are designed to be free by God. So there's nothing that can subject or subjugate them to accepting being less humans and being under bondage of any disguise. They do not feel or haven't perceived that they are not accepted or regarded within a society, and they feel threatened. They have the right to call for self-determination. The self-determination implies self-recognition, self-preservation, self-identity. So under this configuration, under this, I mean, force of existence, you can't stop the Biafran. So asking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to drop the quest for the actualization of the Biafran state, which already has been restored by what played out in Finland just about few days ago. Of course, is history. So he cannot, as he have maintained, and that is his fundamental right. Is it his right for asking for freedom? If Nigeria is not working, you can't force him to accept a system that is not working. If it is working for others, not for him and his people. And that is just the case. He's not asking you to help him or to deliver him or to give him your own land or regions. He just asking, we have a defined territory. Let's manage our own resources. Let's protect ourselves from the invasion of the militias who are land grabbers, sacking communities, killing our brothers and sisters in the farms, raiding their houses and burning it down, and to reoccupy those regions. This is what they are asking for, the safety of everyone, including anyone who may want to do one or two business within the same defined territory. It is nothing wrong. It's not against humanity. Rather, is it against any known defined international laws and treaties? Well, on this position, let me know what is your own take regarding this development. Of course, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is willing to renounce Biafra on one condition, that the entire Nigeria will be renamed after Biafra. That is the only way he will be pacified. But contrary to, of course, the demands and the requests or position of the Nigerian government, that is dead and arrival, as he has maintained his composure. He has maintained his stand that he is acting within the ambit of international laws, and his extraordinary rendition has not given Nigeria any advantage to try him. And as such, they have lost the case against him, and the Nigerian government understood, of course, the delayed tactics they are deploying. Whatever happens, Simon Nnamdi Kanu believes that he must have his freedom, and that cannot be denied. It's a function of time, and he don't give a dime, of course, whatever happens. But he believes strongly that there is no better time than now. The time to restore freedom, to walk in liberty, and express your full potentials, which have been hampered or limited within the Nigerian corruption. Let me know what is your own take regarding this development and your perspective regarding this subject issue of discourse or through the comment section. Thank you once again for listening.